Alright, if you draw a picture, y equals the negative 2. This is one of the special functions. You just got to memorize. Y equals negative 2. Here's your y-axis. Negative 2 is right there. It will be a horizontal line through that point. So what is the slope of that line? Slope is 0. Brody, what about this guy right here? If you have to graph x equals negative 2, what does that graph look like? X-axis, negative 2 is right here. Put a point. It's going to be a vertical line. What is the slope of a vertical line? Undefined. Okay, number 9. So right now it's in ax plus by equals c. You need to change it so that it's in y equals mx plus b. You have got to get rid of this 2x. How are you going to get rid of the 2x? You're going to minus 2x. Minus 2x. So now you got 3y equals 5 minus 2x. Now how do you get rid of the 3? It's 3 times y, so the opposite is divide. Divide this by 3. So you're going to have y equals, you've got 2 terms on the right. You need to divide them both by 3. It's going to be 5 divided 3 minus 2x divided 3. So now, what's the slope of this guy right here? What's the slope? The slope is the number times x. So it is a negative 2/3. And what's the slope of our line if our line's parallel to their line? So our slope has got to be a negative 2/3 also. If they're parallel, they're the same slopes. Let me ask you this. What if it would have said this? What if it would have said perpendicular? It would have been opposite. So theirs is negative, ours would be. And theirs is 2/3, so ours would be 3/2. Opposite and reciprocal. Okay, number 10. Or 11. Oh. Here's what they want. Y equals mx plus b. Brody, they give you a negative 4. That is an m. So you're going to plug that in where it goes for the m. Then they give you an ordered pair. That's an x coordinate, y coordinate. So plug the 1 in for x. Plug the 2 in for y. So you're going to have an equation. 2 equals a negative 4 times 1 plus b. 2 equals a negative 4 plus b. Solve for b. Add 4 on the left, add 4 on the right. 6 equals b. So if you know m and you know b, m is negative 4, b is 6, your final answer is y equals a negative 4x plus 6. Okay, number 12. You got to find m and b. M is going to be y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So m is going to be 7 minus a negative 2 divided by 3 minus 1. So m is 9/2. Now how are we going to find b? If you've got m, how are you going to find b? Plug in one of those 2 points. You've got 2 points to choose from. They gave you a x, a y, a x, a y. I'm going to use this first one. So I'm going to plug negative 2 in for y. Negative 2 equals m 9/2 times x 1 plus b. So it's this. A negative 2 equals 9/2 plus b. Now, Delaney, the fraction might mess you up, but the calculator makes it easy. So how are you going to solve for b? How are you going to get rid of 9/2? How do you get rid of these 9/2? How do you get b out by itself? minus 9 halves on the right, minus 9 halves on the left. So you got to do a negative 2 minus 9 halves. So on your calculator, do a negative 2. Do you remember how to get to the fractions? Minus. You got to press alpha and then y equals. Press enter. So negative 2 minus 9 halves. That's your B. So B is going to be a negative 13 halves. B is a negative 13 halves. So your final answer, y equals 9 halves, x plus negative 13 halves. Alright, what does your table look like? If you plug in negative 2, what do you get out? Negative 2. If you plug in negative 1, you get negative 3. 0 is negative 4. 1's negative 3, and what's 2? Okay, your graph, negative 2 down 2 is going to be a dot somewhere here. It's going to look something like this. And if you draw a line through them, they're going to go forever. Now, the range though, this is a good question. What is the range of this graph? So your range, is that all your y's or all your x's? That's your y's. The range is y's. And that's your vertical axis right here. So this graph, what is the lowest that it goes on the y? It goes all the way down to negative 4 right here. It does not go any lower than negative 4. What is the highest it goes to? It goes all the way up to infinity. So it's going to be anywhere from a negative 4 to a positive infinity, which matches up with B. Okay, last one. I think this is the last one. 13. Form. They give it to you in ax plus by equals c. You need to change it so that y is all by itself. Y equals mx plus b. Because we got to figure out what the slope is. The slope is m. But you can only find it if y is all by itself. So how are you going to get y all by itself? Minus 4x on the left, minus 4x on the right. So you got a minus y equals 3 minus 4x. But we can't have a minus y. We've got to have a positive y. How are we going to change that to a positive y? Divide everything by a negative 1. So the 3 is going to turn into a negative 3. And the negative 4x is going to turn into positive 4x. Now, what's the m? Y equals negative 3 plus 4x. What's the m? Their m is 4. So what's our slope if ours is parallel? So our slope is also 4. Now our line goes through this dot. This is a x and a y. So plug everything into y equals mx plus b. The m, the 4 goes there. The 0 is going to go here. And the 5 is going to go here. So you're going to have 5 equals 4 times 0 plus b. So you're going to have b equals 5. And now you're done. B is 5, m is 4. Your equation is y equals 4x plus 5.